What is up, YouTube? That's here, bringing you guys some extra special. We're bringing you the very first round of my subscriber Showdown Throwdown tournament that we're bringing you. This is going to be a VGC 2018 tournament exclusively for my Twitch subscribers and Patreon. Joining me on the mic today is going to be my boy Jelly Sound. How's it going, my guy?
How's it going?
How's
Good
it
to be
going,
here.
my guy? So yeah, like I said, this is a tournament exclusively for my Twitch subscribers and Patreons, and it's been something that's been in the works. You've heard me kind of talk about it over the past like month or so. So what we're gonna be doing here, we're gonna be bringing you guys the very first round of that tournament. And it's gonna be a game featuring me because I'm actually in the first round. So don't just think this is the THATSA+ONE show. It just happens to be that I'm the person in the first round. And I'm bringing you guys a team that I most recently showed you guys off in the most recent episode of In It to Win It. So this team right here is gonna be the Serena Stall team I'm using, and we're going up against Do You Have Mars Shadow? That's the person who this is, right, Jelly Sound?
Yeah, that is his Twitch name. His in-game name is Samantha.
So I think we have do we have 10 people in the tournament, right? We have 10
I believe
people?
so.
Yeah, so we have 10 people in the tournament, and so, like I said, this is a completely free tournament to enter for all of my Twitch subscribers, and I'm going to be leaving links to the Patreon, links to the, like the challenge bracket, all that stuff, so you guys can check this thing out if you actually want to participate in future months. We're going to try and run at least one of these every single month. We make it so each round you have like a few days to play your games, and throughout the course of the month, the tournament pretty much runs itself out, and at the end of the month, I'm going to have some sort of like prize for the person that gets first. I'm probably going to give away like an eShop gift card, or something like that. If you guys have any ideas for things I could give away to the person who gets first, feel free to let me know in the comments below. But without further ado, we're going to start this thing off. Now, I played this game today, but Jellysound has no idea what happens. And for the rest of these games, we have no idea what happens. Like, we're casting these games, like, live. We are going to try our, well, not live.
I know what happens in mine.
He knows what happens in his. Yeah, he is one of my subscribers as well. But other than that, we don't know anything that happens. So, like, sure, we could have watched these before and thought of cool stuff to say, but I think it would take away from the casting. So, let's hop right into this. So, my first game, I'm going to be using Rotom Wash Serena, Cresselia Coco, and my other two Pokemon, I think, are Salamence, and what's that other Pokemon I never bring? Do you even remember it?
Oh, I don't.
Oh, come on, what is my other Pokemon?
I have not seen the latest In It to Win It, I must say. I should click it on the sidebar and watch it right now.
I have a bunch of stall Pokemon. What is it? What is the other Pokemon on this team? I said, like, what is that other Pokemon I never bring?
It's not a Heatran, is it?
It's a Heatran. There we go. It's a Heatran.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So, so we have Rotom, Serena, Cresselia, Coco. Remember, this is going to be that young Electric Seeds Cresselia, one of my favorite Pokemon right now. Serena, Rotom, very cool core. They have very unique type defensives that cover each other. And we're going up against Samantha, Pokeprofessor Marshadow, who's going to be rocking that hard Trick Room. I think this person's team was Gothitelle, Mudsdale, Mega Mawile, Incineroar, Celesteela, and Politoed. If I'm not, it was Politoed. It was Politoed.
That's pretty hard Trick Room.
It's pretty hard Trick Room. It's more of like a Gothmaw, like a Rainmaw type of play. We've seen these before. But again, I'm going to this game and I'm like, this is a bad matchup. Like, I'm really trying to run the Cresselia show, and you got, like, Rain to shut up my Moonlights, Rain to shut up my Synthesises, and you got, like, Rain to shut out, and you got, like, Incineroar to wall my Cresselia, Mawile to wall my Cresselia. It's gonna be a rough show. So I'm not gonna tell you guys who win or lose. We're just gonna start into the games. Get right into it. These are some pretty long games, I would like to think. So hopefully y'all like this, and we're going into game one of my subscriber tournament. So we're leading off, we gotta analyze their trainer, like, style. What do you think of that trainer style?
I think the color synergy is very strong from both of these opponents. I think the ball synergy on your side is much better.
Oh, no, I totally care about that stuff.
Yeah.
So starting things off, we see, like I said, Rotom Serena versus Gothitelle Mudsdale. And right away, I'm like, is it my birthday? Look how good that lead is for me. And then he's going to switch into Incineroar, and I'm like, it is my birthday. That must be what this is, because he switched out a ground type for a fire type. Both those things share the weakness to the water typing.
Yeah.
Puts up a pretty decent Intimidate onto the Serena, and then we actually hit a Hydro Pump. Rotom coming in extra thick with that Hydro Pump here. Not going to KO, but remember, we're going to do some damage as I miss a Toxic. Kind of sucks to miss Toxic. And he gets a Trick Room up, and I'm like, Toxic would have been real good right there. But,
well, you couldn't have stopped the Trick Room there.
Oh, I was not trying to stop the Trick Room. I was just trying to get the Mudsdale off the board. But one thing we can see, though, is that he switched out his Mudsdale instead of protecting with it, and he switched in the Incineroar, and he didn't proc a berry, so I'm like, that means he has to have one or two things. It means he has to have either an Assault Vest on the Incineroar or a Z move, which we are actually going to see right here. So, like I said, we saw the Z move. Always got to skip those things. Those are claimed by Pokemon Company. Z move is unfortunate, but that can almost confirm the Z move on Mudsdale, because Mudsdale would have just protected if, he had the option to, and since
You
the
mean
Assault Vest... Oh, yeah. Did I say Assault Vest? Yeah, I meant Assault Vest on Mudsdale and the Z move on the Incineroar. So it really, really sucks. We whiffed a Toxic, right? We ate the Darkest Lariat, but Malicious Moonsault, losing our Rotom, and now we're just and then he goes for the hardest read, right? Did you see that read? Look at this. Look how freaking hard that is. That's so ridiculous.
That's pretty deep into the Tsarina.
Like, come on. Look at this guy. He's reading me like a book. It's like a Dr. Seuss book. But you know what? The Incineroar is down. And when the Incineroar is down, the Cresselia will claim the crown. That's what I'm talking about. So Mudsdale comes back in. Mudsdale's still pretty good. We still have Coco, but we're down to our last two mons, right? So we have Cresselia, right, and Tapu Koko versus the world.
If there's any two who could do it, though.
If there's any two that could do it, it's just the Cresselia. So he goes for that young high horsepower. Remember, my Protect's on cooldown from last game, so or last turn. He totally read me like a book, and I'm not gonna lie, I was playing this while streaming. I don't know if he's listening, but we played this game on my stream, so
yeah. Well, and there he knows you can't protect again, and if you did, it wouldn't be great.
I thought about going for it though. I don't even know if I did. I might have actually. But anyway, so I get one Calm Mind off. And I'm like, if there's any way I'm going to win this game, I need +6, because I need to be able to, one-shot anything. I'm assuming there's a Vest in the Mudsdale. I need to be able to one-shot stuff. And seeing the Heavy Slam right there, and seeing Psyshock instead of, a Toxicub, it is still my birthday. It's not a good birthday, but you know what? I still have shots to win this game. We're going for some more Calm Minds.
The one threat he had to Cresselia was Incineroar.
Yeah, that was pretty much one. Well, he has other threats, but these two right now pose no threat to me. Remember, guys, I'm fully invested in defense with the Electric Seeds. I'm so greedy. It's the greediest Cresselia set of all time.
And he's going for Heavy Slams, and he's going for Psyshocks. Both of those hit your defense.
And he went for a high horsepower tonight. I think that was a misclick. But anyways, he gets a second Trick Room up. And maybe he thought I was going to skill swap him or something, you know what I mean? But
that's possible.
It's possible. It's totally possible. But at this point, I'm like, well, he just resets up his Trick Room. All I have to do, realistically, is wait out this Trick Room. And then, the turn before the Trick Room waits out, I have to go for, a big attack. And, and then pretty much nuke something. Get, 2 attacks in a row on it. That's pretty much how I see it. So we're Calm Minding up. We haven't really shown a recovery move that much yet. I don't know if we've revealed a Moonlight yet. I want to talk more about the Cresselia set itself. Normally when you see Cresselias with a Seeds, which is not even normal, but if you're ever going to see it, right? You see a Cresselia with defense Seeds would have investment in special D, so it would balance it out. But I wanted to go all in on defense, and here's the Mawile. So this Mawile here, actually I want to note he made a really good play. He protected with his Gothitelle for no reason, and went for a switch onto the Mawile to completely bait me into thinking that slot was useless. It's a little mind game he went for that was probably overlooked. But Mawile's on the board now. We've confirmed his last Pokemon, right? Confirmed the last Pokemon. Mawile can be a problem, but again, it's another physical attacker. We have some pretty high base defense, and the Trick Room is starting to run thin. So he's going Mega Mawile. Remember, guys, Mega Mawile gains that huge power. He's going to be able to deal so much damage. One of the strongest Pokemon in the game. And finally now, he's going in for Rock Slides. He's going for one last ride.
He's been hitting those, trying to get you to flinch.
Yeah, but he hasn't. And he goes for a freaking Swords Dance. The greed continues.
Well, he knows, he probably assumes that you're running Moonlight.
Yeah,
and he realizes the only way he's going to knock this this thing out is to also get +6. But he realized it about 4 turns after you.
Yes, yeah, and a really good call for the Swords Dance there, because he knew I was going to Moonlight that turn. He didn't want to pop a Sucker Punch. He didn't want to deal that damage. Now, I ate the Heavy Slam. Let's see how well I eat this player up. I'm going to show you guys just how thick this Cresselia is. Can you believe that? Can you believe how much damage that did?
That is good, and you're going for the right target here.
And look, like I said, this is the last turn of the Trick Room. This is what I meant. I got to pull the trigger on the last turn and be able to go for a double attack. He goes for a Sucker Punch, but we make him whiff, and we go for Moonlights. My original strat here was to Moonlight until he, like, missed a play rough, right? But at this point, I'm just getting pretty healthy, right?
Yeah.
And so, this is going to be a weird thing to explain here, but I've played this guy a few times before. And we've actually had games happen. Like, this is one of the things I want to talk about, like, playing against opponents you guys have played before, picking up on tendencies. This is the type of guy who he actually just locks in Sucker Punch and continues to Sucker Punch until he wins. He's never going to go into that 50-50 game of, well, is he going to Moonlight? No, he's never going to. I've played him before, and we've had this game already happen.
So you are just going to PP out his Sucker Punches.
No, I'm not going to PP out the Sucker Punch. I healed myself up until I knew I could eat one.
Okay.
Yeah, I healed myself all the way up until I knew I could eat one, because actually he has more Sucker Punches than I have Moonlights, because I'd already Moonlighted twice at that point. Or otherwise I would have. Otherwise I just would have. But yeah, so look at this. Here's another Rock Slide, and whew! You know, we eat those, boys. We eatin' those. Pretty good stuff. Gazadel comes back up, but I mean, there's no Trick Room. You ain't got no priority moves, my guy. And I'm gonna come in pretty big with this Moonlight. So it looks like, you know, I'm gonna take game one. And it's never been easy, man. I lost all my Pokemon in the first 2 turns of the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty ridiculous. But you know what? Cresselia is pretty good. And I was thinking, like, I'm on stream, and I'm like, this is my tournament. And I'm about to, like, lose the first round to, like, freaking Mudsdale Mawile shenanigans. But,
I guess he's not going for Rock Slides anymore.
I mean, Rock Slides aren't even necessarily, like, amazing. Heavy Slam's more damage, and he needs to crit. He needs to crit. So if you're looking at just damage, Heavy Slam, he's putting more on the crit than the flinch.
Okay.
Because if he flinches me, he has to flinch me twice. But he only needs to crit me once, because crit would go through my defense seat. So, like, I can understand the use of a Heavy Slam over Rock Slide. The one turn, though, that he went for the nuke with, like, Play Rough and the Heavy Slam, he should have went with a Rock Slide that turn to get a flinch. Because he would have only had to flinch me one time that turn, because the Mawile would have been able to seal me. So that's the one misplay I think he did. But I think here we finally confirm the Assault Vest on the Mudsdale. We finally confirm it. And, you know, just write that down in a little notebook. Handy-dandy little notebook there. And at this point, you know, he's continuing to go for the damage. Yeah. But, you know, we are going to be able to grind it out. It's just going to take a little while. We're not going to go through the whole game, yeah.
I think the turn that he went for the Stomping Tantrum, he might have thought... What?
He didn't go for a Stomping Tantrum.
He went for an Earth... What? He went for
high horsepower.
He went for a high... Sorry. He went for a high horsepower. He might have been expecting the potential for a skill swap to take the stamina, because then every time he hits the Cresselia, you get plus defense, and then you have +6, +6, +6.
But that's the freaking 2000 IQ play, right?
Yeah, and that's a scary thought. So that's maybe why he was trying to catch a skill swap play, and then he would be using a super effect, or not a super effective, but a stabbed attack.
Yep, it's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea, but he's going to actually run there because he didn't want to show how bulky his Gothitelle was, which I actually think is a pretty good idea. I, at that game, had no idea what the items in Gothitelle. You know, he didn't want to eat a Psychic, you know, and show me Leftovers, show me Citrus Berry, show me 50% Berry. So I still don't know what the item is on that thing. Like, I don't know if I can taunt it or not. But that's going to be game one. A very, very close game. Very, very close game.
Pretty good set.
Pretty good first game, yeah. So we're going to go into game two. We're going to go into game two. And it's a lot more the same thing. Look at my 4. I'm like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like,
well, he gave you a really nice lead. He led for you really nicely last game, so you might as well go with the same thing.
Well, I looked at it and I'm like, Serena's just really good against everything. If he ever tries to switch in Incineroar or anything, I can always just drop kick that slot. And Rotom is good against all of his team. Every single one of his Pokemon, Rotom is very good against. He needs Incineroar to KO my Rotom. That's pretty much what this comes down to, right? And then Cresselia is good, and then Coco needs to be brought to grit the Cresselia. And look, like I said, his other mons were Celesteela and Politoed. So, like, Coco is decent enough.
Yeah.
So, look at his only real change here. He's bringing Celesteela. So, when you see a Celesteela Jelly Sound, what do you think it's going to do?
I think it's going to wait me out. I think it's going to...
Should I let the people watching, should I let the viewers know what this thing does ahead of time?
I don't think so.
I mean, you guys are not going to believe what this Steela does. Yo, if you guys think you guys know what this Steela is going to do, and you're watching this video, type it in the chat, and then, like, go to your reaction, say, like, I think it's going to do this, and then, like, comment again saying, like, no, not like this. You let me know what you guys think about this Steelers set in the comments below, because it's got to blow your mind as we're going into Game 2. Here we go. Here we go. Game 2. Start it up. Yeah, this Steelers set.
Now I'm really curious.
Yo, you're not going to believe what this thing did to me. I said he was the greediest player, and I did not lie to you. He's the greediest player I've ever seen in my life. In my life. Here we go. So, Gazadel Celestial, and I'm thinking, it's still my birthday. Like, you keep bleeding with all these Pokemon that are weak against me. And I go for actually a greedy play of my own. Because, like, you know, when you see the Steela, you think they have Leech Seed, right?
Yeah.
You think they have the Leech Seed. So we're going for a Volt Switch to keep it honest. You know, we know the Celesteela doesn't have the Vest because the Vest is on the Mudsdale. We're going for a Toxic. We actually hit the Toxic. I love Toxic Serena. It's so good. It's actually going to pay a ton of dividends for me in this game. Like, Toxic Serena is so good. And he goes for Trick Room, and I'm like, this is fine. Like, you have absolutely no potential here for anything. You got no potential damage at all. Like, I can't switch. Remember, there is Shadow Tag on the Gothitelle.
Yeah.
I'm in a pretty decent spot, right? So I'm like, he's going to Leech Seed me. So I'm going for a Snatch, right? I'm like, I will snatch his Leech Seed, right? And that was the plan, as he goes for a Psyshock on my Serena, and he just continues to hard read me. No, hold on. He Acrobatics. He hasn't used an item yet, though, right? He hasn't used an item.
Okay, yeah.
It's unfortunate that he's so greedy, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't he?
I mean, Acrobatics is pretty standard, but yeah, why didn't he...
And he doesn't have a Tapu, so, like, what is that item?
So...
Right.
You bring up an excellent point.
You're going to find out what the item is in a couple turns, and I'm like, fine, he doesn't have Leech Seed. He doesn't have it. I'm just going to protect, because I think he's going to tunnel on that thing. I think he's going to tunnel on my Serena, and I need the Serena to stay around, just in case he did switch in the Incineroar, so my Rotom can't get fake outed. So I needed to keep my Serena around.
And he did tunnel on it. You're going for a Volt Switch, and is it going to proc a...
Yeah, it is.
Weakness policy somehow?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What? Oh my gosh.
So... he's going to get his Acrobatics boost off of a Weakness Policy. Weakness Policy, Celesteela boys.
What is its... Do you find out what its boost is?
My webcam just, like, broke. My webcam just could not take the hype. What's the... Turn it back on and off. It's still broken. My webcam's still broken. That's how hype it is. Why is the webcam broken? You got any ideas?
I have no idea.
Anyways, we got Coco.
On the Gothitelle.
Leftovers on Gothitelle. We finally confirmed it, and Leftovers actually pretty important. Why isn't my webcam working?
That's a good question. You're doing the same play you did last game with Coco.
Yeah. Well, I gotta protect Coco. At this point, I'm just gonna fodder the Serena. The Serena. We don't even need the webcam anymore, boys. I don't know why it's not working. Let's mess with the other screen.
And he saw your Sash last game, so he knows to nuke the Coco if he can. And last turn you went for Protect turn 1, and then you couldn't turn 2, and you just nuked it. I don't think he thinks the Serena is a really threat to this board. And he knows Gothitel's days are numbered.
Yeah, and so what I'm actually going for here is actually a bit of I'm trying to take out the... I'm trying to drop kick the freaking Celesteela down to lower its attack.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why my webcam's not working. That's just going to be huge weakness
policy, heavy slam into the Coco.
Yeah, not the greatest.
What's its boost?
Yeah, and he gets an attack boost.
Policy
and I was like,
full attack.
And I was like, of course, of course he gets the attack boost. Right? How am I supposed to win, right? How am I supposed to win? Actually, how am I supposed to fix my webcam? Why isn't it working? I turned it off and on, it's not working.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Oh, so the dimensions return to normal, right? Dimensions return to normal, and it's time for Rotom to come back. Right? Yeah. Rotom's back in it.
In the electric terrain.
It doesn't matter, I'm levitating. So he's going to protect, right? And I'm like...
You don't get an electric beast?
No, I'm a levitator. I'm flying. Yeah. I don't know why the webcam's not working. Maybe someone that's watching the video will know why the webcam doesn't want to work.
Is it plugged in?
Yeah, it's plugged in, actually. Let's try plugging it in off and on again, right?
It's possible.
Did you try turning it off and on again?
Alright, get an Intimidate on your Serena by switching in his Incineroar. And he's switching out Celesteela, which loses all of the boosts, but I don't know if he was at minus attack by then. He had +3 attack, and I think you hit him with 3 drop kicks, so he might have been...
Yeah, he switched out. I forced it out, though. Like, I totally forced it out.
He was a neutral anyway, and he gets the second Intimidate on your Serena. So your Serena's at -1, so it is a decent move from you. And here comes Cresselia.
So Cresselia switches in here, right? I have not even, like, I've, like, kind of stabilized. You know what I mean? Like, I'm, like, kind of stabilizing, but the Mawile took a ton of damage on the switch in. It took a ton of damage on the switch in. Like, you can't ignore that damage. Like, Mawile doesn't get its bulk until after it Mega Evolves. So, like, it eats that Psychic, and that's pretty good for me. Dude, my webcam is just fucking done. I don't know what's up with this. Ever tried plugging in like a million different slots, try like returning it on? I don't know, man.
I don't either.
It's fine. I don't need the webcam. I just hope the audio is still working for my voice. Possible that it's not. Yeah. Alright, so anyways, Mawile's gonna be going Mega, right? Going Mega Mawile, boys. Gaining that huge power, but he's already like really soft. So he's going for a Sucker Punch. Rotom can eat one Sucker Punch. There's no problem with that.
Yep.
But the Hydro Pump, Rain Crew into the Incineroar. Remember, Incineroar is going to be able to eat this, but this is the turn. Remember, like I said, he's the greediest player in the world. He's the greediest player in the world, so he's going to be going for a hard read. Right?
He's going to be going for the, this attack.
Who do you think he's hitting?
I think he's in the Cresselia.
Yeah, because, like, he expects my Rotom to protect. Right? He's going for the hard reads.
Yeah.
And,
this won't play.
Not today, my guy. What happens if I do?
Just so your webcam's just like not.
Yeah, webcam's just frozen, man.
It's frozen?
It's frozen, yeah. It was when I was popping off about that Celesteela, it just froze.
That's really weird.
Yeah. It's fine. Anyways, he hits a Cresselia. Look how freaking thick I am, and at this point,
I am surprised.
I've won. At this point, I won, right? Because I can KO the Mawile, right? But, yeah, I can eat the Sucker Punch because I'm extra thick.
Yeah. Well, and I saw how much the Sucker Punch did to your Cresselia last game, and I would think that a malicious Moonsault from an Incineroar.
He was at +2 on that Mawile.
Yeah, but it's a Z move. It's the Z move.
I'm extra thick though.
It's the Z move.
Extra thick.
It's like it spawns a wrestling arena.
Anyways, we totally take those. He's protecting me with Celesteal, but remember, guys, last turn his Incineroar protected. So its protect is going to be off cooldown, so we're just going to Volt Switch it. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Nice. And at this point, we got him, boys. We got him. Easy money. And we Moonlight on his protect. We're not going to let him get a Beast Boost and, like, Seed Bomb us with the stupid Celesteela.
He can get Acrobatics full damage all he wants. He can't proc his weakness policy a second time.
No, I was talking about that when I was streaming. I was like, you're like, fool me once. You know, that sucks. Fool me twice. Ain't gonna fool me again.
Recycle Celesteela.
No, thank you. No, thank you. As we're gonna take that game, we are gonna take the game and we're gonna win the series 2-0.
Very, very nice.
So we're back with the webcam. I don't know what was up with that. That was really weird, but the games were amazing, right? The games were pretty good, right?
Like that was a crazy Celesteela set.
Like, that crazy Celesteela set. It was pretty good. Weakness policy, acrobatics, Celesteela, with the attack boosts in the Trick Room. And somehow, some way, we grinded it out, dude.
Yeah. Because I'll be honest, most of the time, Celesteelas take super effective attacks and live. Yeah.
Well, that's why it's good with the weakness policy, right? That's why it worked. And I was like, he baited me into it so well. But, yeah, that was gonna be first round in my tournament. Remember, guys, I'm leaving links for all this stuff, links to the Patreon, links to the Twitch, links to the tournament brackets. You guys can check and see if this is something you guys are interested in the future. You guys can, like, check the rules, check and see if it's something you guys would actually like to be a part of.
What's the least someone can do to enter this tournament?
The least someone can do. So this tournament is, like, free, like I said, to all of my Twitch subscribers and my Patreons. And so currently you can sign up with any tier of Patreons. I have a $2 tier, I have a $5 tier, and a $10 tier. But there's also a special promotion I'm doing right now. If you guys subscribe to my Twitch channel, which costs, like, you know, $5, or you can
your Twitch Prime.
Or Twitch Prime, which, like, if you guys have Amazon Prime, it's free. It's free. You just got to link your account. It's not a scam. I'm serious. Just link your Twitch Prime. You can subscribe for free, and if you guys subscribe to the Twitch channel, you get bronze and silver tier access to my Patreon, which will then get you into this tournament. It's pretty cool. So either you spend $2 or you spend a Twitch Prime membership. And like I said, I'm really trying to grow my Twitch in these next couple months. I'm going to be switching over to full-time streaming starting in August, and you know, we need all those subs we can get. So if you guys like the content, you guys really want to support me, the best way to do that is on Twitch TV or on the Patreon. So yeah, like I said, I'm leaving links to all that stuff, and other than that, that's all I gotta say. We're gonna be going into round 2. We're gonna be uploading these games throughout the week sporadically, and hope you guys like them. Peace out, everybody.